Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about writing proportions. Okay, so one way to write a proportion is you can do it in a table, which I don't really care to do because it takes a long time. You got to draw that thing, and it's not the quickest way to get things done. But we're going to look at this one. So we've got purchases of ringtones. So last month you bought 2 ringtones for $6. The week before you bought 3 ringtones for how many dollars? You got to figure that out. Okay, so you can set up a proportion. 2 ringtones is to $6. Is 3 ringtones is to X dollars. Notice if I have ringtones on top here, I have ringtones on top on the other side. I have dollars on the bottom. I must have dollars on the bottom over here. I could flip this one over if I wanted to, but I would have to flip this one over at the same time. Now, we always solve a proportion by taking the 2 numbers that are diagonal from each other. So in this case, that's 6 and 3. We multiply them together, and we divide by the other one. So x is going to be 6 times 3 divided by 2, which is 18 divided by 2, which is 9. And that's in dollars because the answer there is in dollars. So 2 ringtones would be $6, 3 ringtones would be $9. Okay, so here a chef increases the amount of ingredients in a recipe to make a proportional recipe. Now this is where you would use this a lot. Okay, cooking, you do this stuff all the time. So a new recipe has 6 cups of black beans. Write a proportion, it should be a proportion, not a proportional. Write a proportion that gives the number X of tomatoes in the new recipe. So we have in the recipe in the book, we've got 1.5 cups. Okay, and that's going to equal, we're going to have 6 cups over here. And then, let's see, we're comparing that to tomatoes. So we have 1 tomato over here. So 1 tomato. And we're going to have X tomatoes down here. Okay, so again, we solve our proportion by multiplying the 2 diagonal numbers and dividing by the other ones. So 6 times 1 divided by 1.5 is going to equal X. Okay, so that's 6 divided by 1.5. That's going to be what? 4. So X is going to be 4 tomatoes. Now you can look at this a different way too. Here's another way you can do it. You can say, okay, what number do I have to multiply 1.5 by to get 6? Well, 1.5 times 4 is 6. Well, I would have to multiply, because I want these to be the same, and the only way you can keep it the same is to multiply the top and bottom by the same number. So I could multiply this by 4. Well, 1 times 4 is 4, and I get the answer that way. Now, sometimes that's the easier way to do it. Sometimes it isn't. This will always work. Take the 2 diagonal numbers, multiply them together, divide by the other one. You're always going to get the answer. Okay, same thing here. Solve the following proportion. Okay, so I can do this 2 different ways. I can say, okay, X is going to equal 8 times 3 divided by 2, which would be 24 over 2, which is 12. Okay? The other way I could do this is I could say, well, 2 times 4 is 8, so 3 times 4 has to be 12. Either way, I get the same answer. Okay, so I want you to pause this video. Oh, nope, wait, we're going to do this one, I guess. I got a couple more down here. Okay, so this one, we're going to solve the proportion. Now this one, let's see. I've got D is going to equal 20 times 8 divided by 5. Okay, so let's see, if I can divide the 5 in here. 5 will go in there 4 times, and then 4 times 8 is 32. So D is going to be 32. The other way I could do this is I could say, well, let's see, 5 times 4 is 20, so 8 times 4 is going to be 32. Okay, so now I got a couple for you to do. Solve the following two proportions. 7z equals 14 tenths, and 21 over 24 equals x over 8. So I'll let you pause the video here, solve these problems, then jump back on and see how you did. Okay, so here I'm going to get z is going to be 7 times 10 divided by 14. So that's going to be 70 over 14, which is going to be 5. I could also say, oh, well, you know what? 7 times 2 is 14, so z times 2 is going to equal 10, and that's going to be 5 again. Okay, this one over here. Okay, so I think what I would do here is I would reduce that fraction. So 3 will go into 21 7 times, and 3 will go into 24 8 times. And this one suddenly becomes very apparent what the answer is. I mean, if I have a number over 8 here, and I have 7 over 8 here, and those two things are equal, then x has got to be 7, right? 7 times 8 is 56, divided by 8 is 7 again. So I was able to do that one just by reducing this. Okay, a school has 950 students. The ratio of female students to all students is 48 to 95. Write and solve a proportion to find the number f of students who are female. Okay, so I know that it's 48 over 95 is the ratio of females to males. And if I want total students, I can go ahead and do this. Let's see. This is females to males. Oh, to all students. Sorry, this is all students. That makes it a lot easier, actually. The students. Okay, so females 48 out of students 95. So this is students here. So this would be females up here. And that's going to be x. Now you might be able to just look at this one and go, hey, you know what? 95 times 10 is 950. So 48 times 10 is going to be 480. Always give your units. Okay, I could take 48 times 950 and divide that by 95, but I would end up with 480 again. Okay, so you're going to get to do 1 through 29, the odd ones in class next time. Have a great evening.